hang out for, no, like, give it up a minute or something. So hang out.
Oh, I love those hats. Hey guys. Like my little do? Look, I got an avocado. I got some funky leaves. I love this. Look, there's like a cool purple one. Hi Jane, yeah, you like my headpiece? I saw that live videos. You can have like really funky like headpieces and stuff like that. Today's topic is going to be about when did you switch your little one from crib to toddler bed, or if you're actually contemplating about doing that. Hi Alex, thanks for joining. What did you say? You're the modern Chiquita lady. Yeah, I love it. Look, I got my necklace on. I just thought this was hilarious. This just really made my day. Look. So, start, the usual. I want you to share this, like this. Let's get more people on. I'm seeing that we're getting a couple more people on right now. I really thought this was so much fun to do tonight. Oh, I love it. Look, there's like a little avocado over here. Bananas are falling off my head. Is there a raspberry? I don't know. What do you see? Look. Okay. Oh, one away. I love it. I cracked myself up. Okay, hold on. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see anything. Okay, much better. This is going to be on the entire time that I'm going to be talking. So if you guys are a little too serious, I'm sorry. This video is not for you tonight. We're just going to have a lot of fun. So I am Carolina Romaniuk, your child and family sleep specialist, and I help families to get a good night's sleep and to understand their children's sleep needs better. So if this is your first time signing onto this, onto Achieve with Carolina Live, welcome. Let me know today, I want to know, how old are your little ones? We're going to, Jane, you're crying. Hi Lisa, thanks for joining. Jane, you're going to wake up your daughter. No, don't wake her up, don't wake her up. Everyone's cracking up. Look, and I did my little hair over here. Okay, hold on, let me try and fix this. I don't know what's going on tonight, but I just wanted to do something fun. Everyone needs some time to laugh. We all work really hard during the day, and we just need some time to just unwind and crack up. So I thought that this was really cool. Thanks for liking. Okay, so Jane, your little one is 18 months. Hi, Anna. Oh, you can't take me seriously with this hat on. I'm sorry, you're going to have to. Okay, so I will begin, and what I wanted to talk tonight about is, when did you actually switch your little one, or are you planning on switching your little one from a crib to a toddler bed? And if they are small enough, today's video is actually going to be wonderful to prep you on what to do when they are old enough. So I'm going to, hi Irina, hi mommy. Oh, you can't, okay, Jane, I'm not going to take this off. This is way too funny. I love it. So anyway, we're going to continue. So let me know if your little one is on the verge of being put into, oh, I got bananas flowing. Look at that. Okay. Is your little one going to be put into a toddler bed anytime soon? If they are, have you seen any type of, I guess I could use the word symptoms, any type of cues that they have showed you? For an example, throwing their leg over the rail of the bed. Maybe they already know how to jump over the rail of the crib, and they come into your bed. So let me know a little bit about what is happening in your household. Has your little one already showcase that they are ready to start transitioning? How do you think that your little one is ready to start transitioning from the crib to a toddler bed? So let me know in the comments below, how old is your little one? Hi Patricia, thanks for joining. So let me know how old your little one is, and if you have transitioned them into a toddler bed, and how has that worked, before we start going into the pieces of it. So I guess I'll wait like a couple of minutes. I want to know what you guys are, going through that in your household right now. So Jane says, mine tries to climb out, but I think 18 months is too early. She would escape, but I'm going to wait to see how she is until age 2. Awesome, Jane. Yeah, so usually around 18 months, kids start to showcase pieces in that they want to, fly over from the crib, and so they throw their leg over, they actually try and climb out. Sometimes having toys and other pieces in the crib can become like a launching pad for them. So what you want to do is you want to eliminate anything that's in the crib that can help them elevate themselves up and throw their legs over. Another cool thing that I do with my clients is if your child doesn't wear sleep sack, what you can do is put on like a long t-shirt on them, your husband's or yourselves. It becomes like a really long dress, like a gown, and then when they pick up their leg, it's really hard for them to throw it over onto the rail. So today's she loves flying. Yeah, so that's usually one thing. Thanks for liking this. Share also. So there's 4 tips that I have for you tonight. Hi Patricia, thanks for joining. There are 4 tips that I have for you tonight. Oh, hold on, let me take this off because you're seeing like this blue light. Hold on. Yeah, I got this really cool light. I want to show you guys. You see? So it makes the videos a little brighter, but I don't like how you see the glare on my eyes, so I'm going to take it off. So, yeah, Jane, I mentioned the t-shirt idea. So, I don't think I mentioned it earlier in the week, but you can try that for usually like around 12, well, not 12 months, that's still too young, but 18 months, that's between 18 to 24 months, that's when they start showcasing that they want to climb out of the bed. So to start off, how you will know or when is the most common time that parents think that their little one is ready to move from and graduate from a crib to a toddler bed. So one of the aspects is, like I mentioned, that they fling their foot over the rail and then they climb out. That's, a common indicator. The other ones are if, once they come out, they come into your bed. Other ones are that they're holding onto the rail and then they're jumping up and down and they're trying to lift their leg over. So most parents, they think that at that time, and they're usually around 18 to closer towards 2 years old, that they see that they are somewhat ready to go from a crib into a toddler bed. So what you want, I can't take myself seriously. This is too funny. So, one of the things that you would want to do is, like I mentioned, put a t-shirt on your child, see if that works. Use a sleep sack, that also helps. Another aspect is, for an example, if you have a crib where it has one side is higher, so it has like, oh, it went away. It has like an arch, it goes like that. Then what you can do, that means one of the frames of the crib has a higher arch and then the other frame is lower. So what you can do is you can flip the bed around. So the higher arch is touching, is on the outside, and then the lower arch is touching the wall. So it's kind of like you'll have your big part of the crib that's going to be facing the outside, so then they can't fly over it. That's if your crib rails are different levels, that they're not all same level all around. So that's one aspect. Then the other things that you would really want to do, that's to keep your little one in the crib. So because usually it's recommended for a child to be transitioned into a toddler bed when they're closer towards, let's say 3 or 4 years old. They'll show you that they might have cues that they are ready at a younger age, but developmentally and mentally, they're not ready to go from a crib into a toddler bed, because one way is that when you're in a crib, you're in an enclosed space, and it's easy for a child to fall asleep. They know that this is where their sleeping space is. When you put them into a toddler bed, it's all open areas, and the environment itself is much bigger. There's a large capacity, so it's kind of like you're taking them from this small little area into like a massive, like ocean. It's huge for them. So what happens is, the first couple of nights, from what I get from my clients, is that once they transition their little one, let's say they're 2 years old, right? So they're showing the indications, they throw their foot over the rail, and then the parents say, okay, I can go and transfer my child because they're ready to go into a toddler bed. So what would happen then is you would put them into the toddler bed the first week or maybe even 2 weeks. You're pretty good. They stay in the bed, and then their toy falls. And then their toy falls, and then they try and grab their toy, and then they go, uh-oh, I can grab my toy, and no one's gonna know that I can get out of my own bed. So then once that happens, they start to realize, okay, now I have this whole open space and I just can start wandering around. So the first place that they would wander off into is your bed, is the parents' bed. And then that's when things just start to kind of go haywire from there. So the first aspect that I want you to focus on is, if that is the case and you have placed your child into a toddler bed and they're approximately like 2 years old, so they're not as old enough mentally to understand that there's a set of rules that goes with it when they're older, like 3 or 4, is that's the first thing that you would want to do, is you would want to instill rules within making sure that this is their sleeping space and this is where they're going to sleep, and if they come out, that there's a consequence. So you don't want it to be anything like bashing them or, you know, a harsh consequence. You just want it to be something that's relative to the situation, and that there's a set of rules not only for them, but there's also a set of rules for yourself as a parent, because it's not going to make sense if you just isolate your child and you tell them, I need you to do this because I said so, because I'm the adult. You need to have a set of rules for yourself too. So with your little one, you can tell them, for an example, you sleep here, this is your sleeping space, and mommy sleeps here, this is my sleeping space. So if you come out, you something that's relative to your bedtime routine, maybe, so you might skip a part in the routine, like you won't read a book that night if they come out. That could be a relative consequence. And then for yourself, you would have something that's also relative for the consequence too. So that's one aspect, is making sure that you have rules set up and that your child knows the rules and understands them, so they can, you know, maybe repeat them back to you. So you know that they're on the same page. Hi, Leona. Thanks for joining. Hi, Larissa. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm doing something a little fancy today. Just to catch you up on the people that are signing on right now, we're talking about when you should be switching your little one from a crib to a toddler bed, and how do you know if they're ready. So like I was mentioning, you usually want to do it and wait a little longer than 2 years old. So ideally between 3 and 4 years old. Thanks. Ideally between 3 and 4 years old is perfect. And sometimes I do get families that do put their little one into a toddler bed at 2 years old. So if you do that, I went over a couple of tips on how you can try and stretch it out and keep them in the crib a little bit longer. And I'm going to answer questions in a couple of minutes. I just want to go over all of the 4 steps, and then I'm going to start answering questions. So if you guys have questions, feel free to respond. Let me know the ages of your little ones. Let me know if you are doing the transition right now. If you have already done the transition, how did that go for you too? So let's continue on with the conversation. So the first part is making sure that you're instilling rules. The second one is knowing when your little one is ready. So like I mentioned, there are some children at 2 years old that are mature enough. Like my older son, some of our friends, their children were mature enough and they understood that once they're put into a toddler bed, that this is their sleeping space, so they don't get up and start wandering around. You need to instill these rules, and you need to know your child very well at this time frame, because if there's no groundwork that is set, they can use it to just, you know, get up and start wandering around the house, and that's not safe for them. So you want to make sure that they have their perfect sleeping space that's set up. Thanks, Mama. So you want to make sure that you have the perfect sleeping space for them, and that they understand that this is where I sleep, and these are my pieces that help me fall asleep too. So knowing when they are ready, knowing the rules. The other aspect is sometimes what helps too is to ease into this is having them design their own bed, having them pick their own sheets, their own bedding, maybe a special new toy that can help them transition into it. Sometimes if a family is expecting another child and they have a toddler already, but the toddler is a little too young, they would consider on putting them into a toddler bed. You can get those rails that can also help. and making sure that you're instilling rules. I'm going to keep repeating this: rules, rules, rules. It's very important to do that. And understanding when they are ready and explaining the process to them too. And the third part, like I said, making sure that they can, they can design their own sleeping space. They can design areas in their own room. So they can pick out their curtains. They could pick out their bedding. They could pick out their blanket, their pillow, a special toy like I mentioned to you. Leona says, "Hi Jamie, I miss you." Aw, that's so sweet. So the last part is, you can also use, it's a cool tip that I use for my parents, that let's say their child really wants to just spend like one night in their parents' bed. So what you would do